Hi, this is Kerry Artak with Wicked Stocks, bringing you your daily Tesla report from Monday, August 26th, 2024. But before we check out the charts, I just want to ask you to please click like, share, subscribe, and check out wickedstocks.com, where we offer a full suite of both daily and weekly analytical videos, just like the daily Tesla and daily NVIDIA reports, daily analysis in the SPY, daily analysis in the Triple Q, weekly analysis in the S&P 500 index, the NASDAQ 100 index, and Apple stock, as well as two individual stock picks a week that you never see on YouTube that cater to the 3 to 5 week swing trader out to the 3 to 5 month near term investor, always looking for 20% moves or more on those underlying stocks. And you get to see all of this for free. We offer a 5-day free trial up front. So check out wickedstocks.com. I'm just going to jump right into the day itself for the next 3 to 5 days and illustrate. I'll jump to this chart here. And this is kind of our 3 to 5 day time frame. But 203.05 is also kind of our 2 to 3 week and beyond time frame. I'll get to that in a moment. But we have 224.04 rising 1/3 speed line that we closed below on Thursday. That was a sell signal down to the rising 2/3 speed line at 203.05, and that is still in play. You also have 223.27. That is the high settlement price following the August low, and so you do have a range here that may well contain daily highs, and below which over the next 2 to 3 days I'm anticipating 203.05. On the way down, we also have this channel bottom that actually did hold Thursday's lows and Friday's lows, essentially. We didn't actually test it, but it's at 215.20. And so if there's a day trade, it could be buying 215.20, selling 223.27, and vice versa. If we break 215.20, it is playing the short side, or at the very least not being long, down to 203.05, where profits can be taken on a short position and long entry as not only for the day, but really through the week. We can round back up from here nicely within several weeks. It would be, as I've been saying, a settlement below the 203.05 speed line that would set up, a longer term sell signal that I would expect 159.08. This could be within 2 to 3 weeks, could take a little longer, 3 to 5 weeks. This is dropping at a pretty good pace, and it does coincide over the next month or so. Do I have it shown anywhere? I do not, but there is a illustration of this long-term channel bottom at 128.82 that I think would be our objective if we were to close below the 203.05 speed line. Now, yes, the image that I just showed you, we do have, 193.61. That is that former 1-year channel top. That's going to be played during the week, and we will be illustrating that and showing it. But I do think if there's one downward pivot point that you can play aggressively right now, it would be a settlement below 203.05. Expecting the 182 even August low, possibly within 3 to 5 days. Within 2 to 3 weeks, we could cascade all the way south to 159.08, which, if you look on this chart, is in the 120s by the end of September anyway. And the 120s are, once again, where we find this long-term channel support that I'm not expecting anytime soon. I am expecting, and I will say, by the end of October or sooner, possibly by the end of September, if we were to close below 203.05. So I think I've made that point. Now for the upside, we do have 223.27, and we do have 224.04. And that is, I'm going to say that if we push through 224.04, I don't see any good reason to be short this market. Now, I'm talking for the day itself, whether we then continue today all the way up to 236.93 is another question altogether. But I will say that if we push through the 223.27 to 224.04 area, I see no good reason to be short this market. And in fact, you want to finagle a long position, whether that means reversing a short position or just finding a way to be long. You could wait for the day to settle out above 224.04, 223.27, or you could just, I think the ideal scenario is opening above 224.04 is bullish right out of the gates. You could see under that scenario 236.93. And so it is the low to mid 223.27 to 224.04 is our pivot point into later week, as I mentioned, below which the 203.05 formation is likely, and yet over the next few days, and above which the 236.93 formation is likely within several days. And so I have no clear way of anticipating this upper area, 236.93 to 242.43, unless we close above the 224.04 speed line. And you know, 223.27 is very close to that. So our 2 to 3 day pivot point, below 223.27, 203.05 likely, where we could bottom out through next week, possibly even into later September. Inversely, closing above 224.04, we're expecting within 2 to 3 days, the 236.93 to 242.43 area, where we could actually top out on a weekly basis and fall away. And it would be a settlement above 242.43 at this point in time, where I would expect meaningful gains as we move into later September. So, you know, I think that I pretty much said it all. My suggestion is to not be long Tesla as we move into later September. If we were to close below 203.05, I would expect, you know, this channel bottom that I've showed before at 159.08 within probably 2 to 3 weeks. It is dropping into the 120s as we move into later September, where we encounter long-term support on the weekly chart that can absorb selling through the rest of the year, possibly well into next. And inversely, you know, if we were to close above this 242.43 formation, I would expect, you know, 280s, 290s and higher. We do have a long-term channel top at 330.84. That may well be the ultimate objective if we were to close above this meaningful zone of resistance that we presently find, you know, in the 242.43 area, preceded by 236.93. Does that all make sense? I hope it does. And I think I've said it all. Please click like, share, subscribe. Check out wickedstocks.com. We put out 3 stock picks last week. You can see it all for free by taking advantage of our 5-day free trial at wickedstocks.com. I will be back tomorrow, of course, with Tuesday's Tesla. You have a great day.